Hello everybody. Today we are going into lesson 4.2, Reactivity Series of Metals. Now, in this part of the chapter, we are going to see how reactive a metal is when it is reacted with oxygen. If it is a vigorous reaction, that means a reactive metal reacts with oxygen. If it is a less vigorous reaction, that means a less reactive metal reacts with oxygen. For a vigorous reaction, you will see bright flame, and for less vigorous reaction, you will probably see only a glow. A glow means just redness, a red light without any fire, and a slow change in color. So very reactive metals will have vigorous reaction, and less reactive metals will have a less vigorous reaction. So this is the reactivity series of metals. Scientists have used all these different metals and reacted them with oxygen, and they have put them in order of the least reactive metal, which is gold, and following the sequence to be more and more reactive when reacted with oxygen, and the most reactive is potassium. So the least reactive is gold, followed by silver, mercury, copper, lead, tin, iron, zinc, aluminium, magnesium, so it becomes more and more reactive with oxygen, calcium, sodium, and the most reactive is potassium. So how was this reactivity series of metals formed? Okay, what did scientists do to arrange the reactivity series of metals? So they all do an experiment, okay, which is this experiment 4.3. They take the metal and react it with oxygen. So this is the reaction. Now you can see in a boiling tube, there is potassium manganate 7 crystals. When we heat up the potassium manganate 7 crystals, oxygen is produced. So oxygen flows, all right, and we heat up the metal powder. Okay, so oxygen will react with the metal, and this metal, if it's very reactive, you will see a bright flame. If it's not very reactive, then you only see a glow, which is just red color light only, no fire, no flame. So every metal is put through this experiment. Now, what's the purpose of glass wool? Glass wool is there to separate potassium manganate 7 crystals from the metal powder, because when these two mix together, they can explode. So glass wool is there to separate, okay, both the potassium manganate 7 crystals and metal. And glass wool fibers, you have to be very careful because it's made of glass. So if you hold it in your hand, it will cut you, right? If it gets into your mouth or your nose, it can also cut you. So you need to be very careful. Do not use your hands, but use forceps. Okay, so in this experiment, you put a spatula of potassium manganate 7 crystals into a dry boiling tube. Okay, you use a glass tube to push it in, and then you put in the glass wool and put in the metal powder. And you clamp the boiling tube horizontally, okay, horizontally, clamp it on a retort stand, okay, and then after that, after you put magnesium, all right, you put magnesium in a small porcelain plate, okay, push the porcelain plate into the boiling tube, all right, and then you heat up the magnesium powder first, Okay, heat up the magnesium powder strongly and then heat up potassium manganate 7. So you heat up the metal powder. The first metal that you're using is magnesium. Then after that you heat up potassium manganate 7 crystals. And then you observe, okay, how bright is the flame or whether there is just glowing or not. Alright, so the first metal you use is magnesium, and then after that you change the metal powder to aluminium, and then you change it to zinc, you change it to iron, and finally you use lead. Okay, which one do you think is the most reactive? If you look at the reactivity series of metals, okay, between magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead. Magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead. So the most reactive will be magnesium, okay, followed by aluminium, and then less and less reactive. Zinc is less reactive, iron becomes less reactive, and lead is the least reactive. So you can see the most reactive is magnesium. So it burns very quickly and brightly. And then aluminium just quickly, burns quickly and brightly. No more very, yeah. Okay, then after that, a little bit slower, okay, reaction, a little bit less reaction. Metal burns slowly. And then iron glows only. Glows means just a red color light only. Alright, and then this one glows, also got red color light, but the glow is very dim, very dark light. Okay, then let's complete the word equation. So magnesium react with oxygen will become magnesium oxide. Aluminium react with oxygen will become aluminium oxide. Then zinc with oxygen, zinc oxide. Iron with oxygen, iron 3 oxide. Lead with oxygen, lead 2 oxide. Okay, state the relationship between the vigor of the reactions and the reactivity of the metals towards oxygen. So very vigorous means very reactive. The more vigorous the reactions, the higher the reactivity of the metals towards oxygen. And based on your results, complete the following sequence in their decreasing. Decreasing means from very reactive to least reactive. Okay, from the most reactive to the least reactive. So which one first? Magnesium first, then aluminium, then zinc, then iron, then lead. Okay, so this is an experiment. You need to write this report in your exercise book. If you don't have your exercise book, please use test pad or any other paper.